Hi Aquarius, this is Just with your August 1st to the 15th, 2017 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Aquarius, it looks like some of you have money but you can't touch it, or you're choosing not to touch it. It's not that you necessarily can't, you're choosing not to touch it. Okay. It could be because there's some type of judgment, something you're anticipating, it's coming down the pike. And so you're kind of preparing now for some of you. Okay. You may have to make a big purchase. You may have to get some type of order that you have to address and you have to pay. So a fine, that type of thing, a penalty, that type of thing. And so there's some money that you're choosing not to touch. Okay. Consequently, some of you guys, and it could also have to do with the fact that some of you could have recently lost your job. I'm speaking to some Aquarius ladies out there. Okay. And so now it's like, okay, I have money in the bank, but I can't touch it until I get me a new job. Really. So some of you are definitely dealing with that. And at that workplace that you were at, it was a place that really was, it could have come off of the hills of like someone at the workplace liked you. Someone of authority kind of tried to use too much authority against you. You may have been in a relationship with someone and someone didn't like that and they kind of did something against you. If that relates to anyone and if you would like to share that, please do so. Because I would be interested in knowing who that relates to, because I do kind of see that here. But it's a very small amount, if, but one person that kind of reaches. But yeah, that workplace was someplace that you just you could no longer be there, and I feel like they let you go for the most part, in some kind of way they're pushing you out. And it's good. It may not feel that way for some of you because you're definitely going to go through that process of feeling a sense of regret because, you've been at the company for a long time. You were good at what you did. But again, I keep getting you in authority, a person in authority. There was a clash there. There was a problem there. And eventually it would come to this anyway. Right. And some of you that can relate to this, you will be second guessing yourself. Did I make the right decision? Did I do what was right? That sort of thing. You may feel like you don't even know your next step, almost like a deer in headlights, because, it'll kind of put you a bit of shock when you get let go. Right. So it's that whole process. And especially if you guys have, I forgot. I think it's Aries or Taurus. Whichever sign that I put the process, if you have that in you, you're definitely going to be going through a process because, yeah, I do see that it's going to take some time to kind of 100% rebound, get back on your, it's not going to take you a whole bunch of time to get back on your feet because a lot of you guys, you're doing okay. Like you're not destitute. You're not completely broke, but you're just going to be more money conscious, obviously going through this transition. And I see within, but it's going to bring some type of conflict within self, your own self. You'll be conflicted by this whole transition. Others of you that's not necessarily dealing with those levels of challenge. I feel that you could be this month or these first 2 weeks, money looks good, but again, you may be being your own kind of vigilante as it relates to not lending money to anyone, kind of showing a bit of tough love to people that are coming to you with a sob story. Like, no, you're not going to help them out. You're not, because every time you loan someone money, you get yourself in trouble, and then you're the person that has to kind of like, then you'll lose a relationship from it. It's this time where you can't speak to a friend, you can't speak to family members. Even at work, you may find yourself having to disassociate with coworkers because, again, this person you were nice enough to lend money to, and now they are, being less than, right by not returning your money, or this could be you doing that as well. So there's that factor there. Now, others of you, I feel like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Others of you, you may be feeling like, you don't, if some of you are looking for work, I feel that you may be getting support from your loved one, your significant other, or your mother, okay, or the mother of your child. You may be getting some support there because you're in between jobs, and it seems to be a challenge for you to be able to find the right fit for yourself. I don't feel like Aquariuses that can relate to this aspect of the reading want to just jump into anything just to say they have a job. Like, you guys really want it to be a right fit, and it doesn't seem to be happening as fast as you obviously need it. So that too can be creating some frustration. A lot of you guys may be having this, having moments of like, I can't think of the word, guys. I know what I want to say. But you know, when you just have like these moments of looking at yourself and really saying, Dad, I'm set age. I'm such and I'm set age, and I should be here, 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 and here at this time. And look at me. Like one of those moments some of you could be having, especially if you feel that you're at a place in your life where you should be far more advanced, or you shouldn't be losing a job, and it's going to be so hard for you to recoup and reconcile that situation and that setback. Definitely always know that change comes at every age and every stage. And that just means that it's time for you to move into a new realm of life, period. You have to give into it. You don't want to stop and stifle the energy by by having those sort of thoughts, right? Because it stops Aquariuses from being the geniuses that they are, which you guys are so resilient. You're so great at thinking outside of the box and pretty much getting yourself out of just about any jam that you put your mind to. But when you think in a way that can be a bit quote unquote depressive, you obviously suppress that brain power to address the issue. Okay. And then you become stuck, right? So I'm just giving you a bit of a tip that if you can attest to that, try your best to get out of it and just find the solution. Get back into, operation, execute, right? And find the solution, because you guys usually are almost always able to do so. Now, I feel that there could be some conflict because there's a holdup with finances. Money can't be spent like it used to be spent. That's the theme that's going on. There's some type of, I feel, either too much money was spent, someone lost a job, or some type of income is no longer there, and that is creating a problem. Okay, that's creating a problem with you, family members, someone in your home, that sort of thing. Okay, you don't want to feel like a burden to anyone, but again, you're in it. You're not. There's no blockages here, but again, it's just a timing thing where you know that you have to give it. You have to give into the process. You just have to. As we get to the second week, I feel like some of you guys are going to get your mojo back, as they say. I feel like at first there's going to be a bit of conflict. Some of you getting back into the workplace, because I keep feeling strongly that some of you are literally like going to be out there looking for work. It's going to be very competitive, 100%, but I feel like you're going to get your fight back. You're going to get, again, your mojo back. You're going to get focused. And once you put that battery in your back, and reconvene again, you're going to start to see things coming in for you guys. Okay. But again, you have to go through, like I said, the motions. You have to get through that stage in order for things to start coming, and things are going to start coming in. It's actually going to start coming in with a vengeance. I must say, yeah, because I have the 8 of Wands and then the the Ace of Pentacles. So again, I must say that for some of you, this isn't going to relate to every person that's going through that change. Okay. Now, it may not be your work. It may be a family situation. It may not be hitting you. It may be hitting someone else. It may be your own business. It could be your home life. It could be anything. But there is some form of not being able to move forward with something right now because there's been some massive change. And it could very well just be that you're not ready to kind of like move on from a situation that you had to let go of, or that just ended out of the blue and you're kind of traumatized. I get you, like, you're a little bit traumatized. Um, so as it relates to, I've kind of addressed the funds thing. If some of you are doing really well for yourself as far as finances are concerned, then, basically it's not like you're losing your job. It could be a child that's kind of leaving for college, that sort of thing. And you're just having, mommy daddy blues. What do they call it? I know someone's thinking and saying it right now. Thank you, but I can't remember what it is. But you guys know what I'm talking about. That separation from children when they leave the home and that sort of thing. So you may be having that, right? And it's bittersweet that the person has to leave is kind of what I get here. Also, with your finances, I feel like some of you may be deciding to move in a different direction. Some of you could be moving, so you're going through the process of that. So you obviously can't touch your money in the bank when you're doing that sort of thing. And you may be undecisive of like exactly when you want to move, when you want to move out and transition and actually move, where you want to move to. So there's that, that's going on. And that process may be grueling, trying to get approved for a loan and trying to, have it be the same all the way until you close. That's a whole process, getting a house. For those of you that knows that process, you can understand that how stressful that process can be. Excuse me. As it relates to love, it looks like some of you definitely have taken a step back from someone that was significant in your life, 100%. You guys broke up and you're still not ready. You're still not there. You may have a child by this person. And I feel like a lot of you have been the authority in this person's life. Okay. You have an authority over this person to some extent, right? And with that, I feel you're letting go. You're having to let go of this person, okay? And with that comes that obviously you're not feeling happy about having to let that person go. And then there's this point of not necessarily being ready to make that full disconnect and that decision to fully disconnect, because it is a very strong karmic relationship between you and this person. And I feel like the person may try to come back when you're like trying to sift through things, but then it's going to be a leave in a situation alone. So there's this, for some of you, there's this feeling like you're not really ready to commit to some extent to a particular person, or you may feel like they are not ready to commit to you, and you're sitting here thinking like, well, what the heck is this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to go. Why aren't you ready to go? Like, I'm ready to go to the next level. Why aren't you ready to go to the next level? I'm happy with you. We have a child for some of you, I love you, that sort of thing. Yes, I've disappointed you in the past. Yes, there's been some hurt feelings, but why are you still hung up on those things? Let's just make this happen, but it's really not that easy. It's not that cut and dry. And I feel in the second week, there may be some things done that will create, you may be demanding some answers and getting down to the bottom of the situation. And that may create an argument, may create some upsets and some conflicts, to which I feel that there may be a deciding to leave, because I get that. Needing to leave the situation alone, or someone saying, I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. Like, I need you to grow up. Or you may be saying that to another person. I need you to grow up. Like, I need you to really be an adult. That's what I'm getting here. Others of you, I feel if you're single, you may be at this time, again, remaining to be that single, because you're sifting through some old emotions from perhaps someone that you have a child by, that sort of thing. My Aquarius ladies that are single, you may be very happy. You may be content. I'm not gonna say you're happy, but you're content with being single. And yeah, you've had some love loss, fine, and you're just not ready, and you're putting your family first right now. You may be making family a priority for some of you guys, and you're no longer trying to figure out whatever is not clear. You're just going to let it go. And I feel that you are going to become more proactive, more active, and by way of that being more attractive as well. And I feel that, you may have a lot of people. You may find that when you go out and socialize, a lot of people are attracted to you a lot. Like, you're like a moth to a flame. Like, people are just all over you, for men and women out there that are single. And if you just have an ordinary relationship, I feel that a lot of you will I feel that it's just those things that I mentioned in the previous part of this reading. And someone could be leaving, and it could be a family member. So a child is going off to college and that sort of thing. So you're kind of dealing with that. You're dealing with something that you guys are kind of working toward, you and your mate. And again, the process can be a bit grueling and frustrating. And you and your mate may decide to just let it go altogether. So that's what I have for you guys for the first 2 weeks of this month. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you would like to share with me how it has been, please do so in the comment section below. We love to hear from you. And if you would like a personal counsel with me, I can be reached in the description box below, as well as the beginning and end to this video. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. I do have like a bit of a, I don't know, raspy voice right now. I feel fine. It's just, I don't know, some raspiness going on. And it's not a tribute to you guys at all. But that being said, welcome, welcome, welcome. And subscribe, because I will be back very soon.